Chapter 1, Drafting. Deed is a writing on a paper, vellum or parchment, sealed and delivered, whereby an interest, right or property passes to some other person. It is a right, title or interest transferred, through which is also deed. And deed is a present grant rather than a mere promise to be performed in the future. Deeds are in writing, signed and sealed and delivered. Deeds are the instruments, but all instruments are not deeds. Types of agreements: sale or purchase agreement, sale or purchase, sale or purchase, sale or purchase, commercial collab, sale or purchase, commercial collab, sale or purchase, commercial collab, arbitration, hypothecation, so outsourcing, arbitration, hypothecation, outsourcing, arbitration, hypothecation, outsourcing, agreement for assignment, shareholders agreement, employment agreement. Okay. Sale or purchase, commercial agency agreement, sale or purchase agreement, commercial agency agreement, collaboration agreement, arbitration agreement, sale or purchase, commercial agency, sale or purchase, commercial agency, collaboration agreement, arbitration, collab and arbitration. Next, hypothecation, outsource, next, agreement for assignment, shareholders agreement, employment agreement, shareholders agreement, employment agreement. So types of agreement: sale or purchase, commercial agency agreement, collab agreement, outsourcing, arbitration, assignment for agreement for assignment, shareholders, first one, okay, sale or purchase, okay, commercial agency, okay, collab, okay, arbitration, okay. Next, hypothecation, outsourcing, and last, shareholders agreement, employment agreement, shareholders and employment. So don't read agreement for assignment, okay. Total there are 8. First, sale or purchase agreement, commercial agency agreement, collab agreement, hypothecation, outsourcing, arbitration, shareholder agreement, employment agreement. Okay. Example of agreement but not contracts: agreement relating to social matters, such as to go together, a cinema or for a walk. Domestic arrangements between husband and wife. Okay. Difference between deed, agreement and contract. Okay. Deed is a term normally used to describe all the instruments by which two or more persons agree to effect any right or liability. Deed is a term normally used to describe all the instruments by which two or more persons agree to effect any right or liability. Deed is a term normally used to describe all the instruments. Deed is used to describe the instrument by which two or more persons agree to effect any right or liability. Next, agreement. Agreement is promise. Okay, every promise and every set of promises forming the consideration for each other is an agreement. Contract. An agreement enforceable by the law is a contract. So before we see a contract, there should be an agreement. Yes, agreement. If agreement is enforceable by law, that is a contract. And more, deed should be preferable in writing, agreement may be oral or writing, contract preferable in writing. So two, deed and contracts are preferable in writing, agreement either or the way, oral or writing. Purpose, effect in the right or liability. Deed, in the definition itself they gave right or liability, so affecting the right or liability. Agreements, promise and every set of promise, meaning, and mode is oral or writing, and purpose is agreement on certain act or omission. So agreement is an agreement on what? Certain act or omission. Contract, enforceability of agreement according to the law, same as it is extract of meaning itself. Creation of records. Deed, yes. Agreement, not required. Contract, yes. So creation of a records for two things is required: deed and contract. Relation. Deeds may be agreement and contract. Agreements are not necessarily deed or contract. Deed may be agreement or contract. Deed can be two, agreement or contract, but agreement not necessarily two also. Deed also not, contract also not. And contract, when agreement is success, it becomes a contract. Example, sale is NDA, JVA, Agreements reduced into writing and enforceable under law. Circular is a letter or a notice sent to large number of people. Circulars is a letter of notice sent to large number of people. In a circular may be issued and circulated in various mode. In the electronic form or placing in a website or sending through emails. Okay. Circulars are issued by varied range of individuals' authorities. A company may issue a circular to its employees for dissemination of a policy approved by board. Okay. Important point to be kept while drafting a circular. First, issuing authority. Who does they have the issuing authority to issue the circular? That's what issuing authority means. Next, details of addressee, for whom they are addressing to. That comes in second point. Details of addressee, subject, reference to the preceding information. Means circular means now present they are giving one circular, there may be another circular, so reference to that preceding info, main info, now present info what, and source of authority. With what authority are you giving? Means the person who is giving his authority, source of authority, and then last signature. Okay. Issuing authority, details of the addressee, subject, details of the addressee. After addressee, what regarding what you are giving. So sir, next comes subject, next reference to preceding info, main info, source, and signature. Issuing authority, details of addressee, subject, preceding information, reference to preceding info, main info, source of authority, signature. Okay. Advantages of circular. Let L for less efforts. Don't need to say everyone, just a circular enough. Less efforts and expeditious, quicker, economical, ease of dissemination of information. Easily we can share. Ease of dissemination of info, and develop the consciousness. Ease of dissemination of info, economical, expeditious, less efforts, develop as a consciousness. Specimen circular. Okay. First, general circular number, file policy number, Government of India, RBI, Mumbai. To whom? The second one is details of addressee. So date also they will write, and addressee to RDI, ROC, and stakeholders, all banks, anything we can write. And when it comes to subject, clarification of holding of AGM through VC or AC. In continuation to the Ministry's General Circular of number dated after due examination, it has been decided to allow the companies whose AGMs are due in the year 2023 to conduct their AGMs on or before 30th September 23, accordance with the provisions laid down. It is clarified that the general circular shall not be construed as conferring any extension of time for holding AGMs by the company, and companies which have not adhered to relevant timelines shall be liable to legal action. Okay. The issues with the approval of competent authority. Sign. Next, public notice. Public notice are issued to convey info to large number of people. Here, large number of receivers that may be called public. Here, large number of public. In notice, large number of receivers that may be called public. Public notice are issued to convey to large number of receivers that may be called public. Here the intention is to send a letter or notice to large number of public. The purpose is to disseminate the info to large number of individuals. Here large number of receivers, they may be public. The effective mode by which public are informed about the important event, these may be issued for varied reasons. Unclaimed who can issue public notice? CGSG, corporates, authorized persons of various authorities, statutory corporation. CGSG, statutory corporations, corporates, authorized persons of various authorities, How to draft a public notice? First, name of the issuer, details of the name and details. Name of the issuer, details of the issuer, title, heading, comprehensive details, statutory or regulatory requirements, date and place, designation of the issuer, name of the issuer, details of the issuer, title, heading, comprehensive details, statutory regulatory requirement. Means the purpose of serving this public notice, statutory or regulatory, both are the same. Date and place, designation of the issuer, name of the issuer, details of the issuer, title, comprehensive details, statutory or regulatory requirements, date and place, designation of the issuer, name of the issuer, details of the issuer, details of the issuer, title, heading, comprehensive details, statutory or regulatory requirements, date and place, designation of the issuer. Specimen వచ్చేసి first XYZ Limited, CIN, registered office, contact number, email, fax, mobile number, extract of a this is the title, extract of standalone audited financial results for the quarter and 9 months ended. Okay, తర్వాత ఒక టేబుల్, క్వార్టర్ ఎండెడ్, 9 month ended, ఇయర్ ఎండెడ్. క్వార్టర్ ఎండెడ్ అంటే 3 months, క్వార్టర్ ఎండెడ్, 9 month ended, ఇయర్ ఎండెడ్, క్వార్టర్ ఎండెడ్, 9 month ended, ఇయర్ ఎండెడ్, పర్టికులర్స్ అండ్ సీరియల్ నెంబర్స్. తర్వాత the above is an extract of the detailed format of quarterly 9 month and ended unaudited financial results filed with the stock exchange under 90th regulation 33. The full format of the quarterly financial results are available on stock exchange. Okay, this is just the format through which we have disclosed. For full format of quarterly financial results available in the stock exchange website and also hosted in the company's website at www. Okay, date, place and name for and on behalf of the board of director XYZ Limited. Specimen of this is standalone unaudited results for quarter and 9 and year ended. This is the specimen of a public notice. First, here name of the exchange, address of the exchange, notice is hereby given that the following trading member of a stock exchange has been expelled. Expelled from the membership of exchange under rules 1-2 of chapter 4 of bylaws and declared as a defaulter. Serial number, member name, SEBI registration number, date and date of declaration of defaulter, date of expulsion means on this day we have declared him defaulter and this day we have expelled him as a member, him from the membership of exchanges. Okay, the constituents above mentioned member are hereby advised to lodge claims, if any, in the prescribed claim form against the above mentioned within 3 months. All claims submitted by investors be considered for processing if found due and payable in accordance with the rules. Okay, maximum compensation per investor is 25 lakhs out of IPF, Investor Protection Fund. Okay, alternatively, the claim form duly filled, signed along with relevant docs may be sent to physical form to defaulter section of exchange at address. For this purpose, the format of claim from may be downloaded from so and so website or obtained from the corporate office or regional branch office of the exchange. However, the exchange urge all claimants to make use of online form claim lodgement facility. In case of any queries, you may contact phone number, toll free number for name of the exchange, chief manager, defaulter section, place, date, sign. Next, standard bids and tender. Important considerations. Tender is a written or a formal offer. To supply the goods or to do a job for an agreed price. It refers to an invitation to the offer for a purpose. The process of inviting bids for a tender have been initiated frequently by the organization for large projects. Tendering processes encourages the availability of goods and or services on competitive prices. The tendering process becomes open for all the eligible bidders, thereby ensuring the competitive prices. Okay, it also stimulates the availability of the resources required in timely manner. The process of tendering inviting tender empowers the tender issuing authority to finalize the terms and conditions of the tender independently. However, the conditions of tender should comply with the statutory and regulatory requirement should be unreasonable and arbitrary. Okay, important considerations for preparing a document for tendering process. Name and address of organization, subject of document, name and address of the document, subject of the document, index of the tender first name and address of the organization, means the company which they are giving, heading, and subject of the document. We are the company and our address is this, and the subject matter for which we are applying this is the subject matter, and index of the tender document. What and all contents index, and important dates and necessary info, disclaimer clause, job description, disclaimer clause with respect to reservations or observations on the tender docs should be placed in the tender docs. Job description, the job description in detail should be mentioned in the tender docs in order to acquaint prospective bidders with the requirement attached with the job and prepare their bids accordingly. First, name and address of the organization, subject of the docs, index of the docs, important dates and necessary info, disclaimer clause, job description, division of the tender documents in parts, fees and deposits, conditions for forfeiture of EMD if the bidder withdraws its bids, the selected bidder delay or does not accept the purchase or work order, the selected bidder fails to supply goods or services as per terms of the tender or fails to execute purchase or work order. Pre-bid meeting, scope of the work. Or after all this done, starts pre-bid meeting, scope of work, mention of technical and administrative requirements, eligibility criteria, necessary forms and docs. Name and address of the organization, subject of the doc, index of the tender document, important dates and necessary info, disclaimer clause, job description, job description, division of tender docs in parts, one is technical, one is financial, and fees and deposits, earnest money deposit conditions for forfeiture of earnest money deposits, pre-bid meeting, scope of the work, mention of technical and admin requirements, eligibility criteria. LC, parties to the LC, applicant or he is also called as opener of the LC. The person who is importer will go to the applicant bank and he has to open the LC. The bank opens LC on behalf of the applicant, that is the importer. Issuing bank is a bank which opens LC and undertakes to make payment to the beneficiary on submission of a docs as per the terms of LC. Okay, applicant bank means opener of the LC. The bank opens LC on behalf of the applicant who is a buyer. Okay, issuing bank is a bank which opens LC and means two banks, applicant and issuing, both applicant and issuing, applicant is a bank opens on behalf of the applicant. Issuing bank is a bank which opens LC and undertakes. The applicant bank just opens, but issuing banks undertakes to make payment to beneficiary on submission of docs as per terms of LC. Okay, means issuing bank will also undertake to make the payment to the beneficiary on submission of the required docs as per the terms of LC. Beneficiary is the seller or exporter. In whose favor LC is opened. Advising bank is a bank through whom LC is advised to the beneficiary. Normally it is located in a seller location or country, means exporter have no trust on the issuing bank, so he asks confirmation from the advising bank. Advising bank is a bank through whom LC is advised to the, so advising bank will advise to exporter regarding the LC. Normally it is located in a seller location or a country. Okay, next, in addition to both four parties, the following parties may also be involved in LC transaction. First one is confirmed LC and confirmed LC. Confirmation from bank is required. Okay, The bank in which addition to LC issuing bank undertakes the responsibility of payment under LC. This is required since the LC issuing bank may not be known to the exporter, and he therefore needs reputed bank from his country to add the confirmation to the LC. Okay, before bank, that is advising bank and confirming bank, both is from exporter country. Advising and confirming, advising and confirming, advising and confirming, advising and confirming. Okay, confirming means he will, this confirming bank will confirm about the payment to the exporter. The bank which in addition to the LC issuing bank undertakes the responsibility of payment under LC. This is required since the issuing bank in India may not be known to the exporter, and he therefore needs reputed bank from his country to add confirmation to LC. Negotiating bank, the bank that negotiates the docs under LC. The bank that negotiates docs under LC. Payment bank, paying bank or nominated bank is a bank nominated or authorized by LC issuing bank. Okay, LC issuing bank to make payment under LC. Okay, LC issuing bank, nominated bank is a bank nominated or authorized by the issuing bank nominates another bank, that is paying bank or nominated bank, for the purpose of making payment of LC. In practice, the paying bank presents the docs received by it. In practice, the paying bank presents the docs. Paying bank presents the docs received by it either to issuing bank for payment and transfer the proceeds to beneficiary. So paying bank will submit the docs to the issuing bank, and issuing bank will make the payment to exporter. Paying bank will place the docs in the paying banks will present the docs to the issuing bank, and issuing bank will make payments for beneficiary account, that is exporter account. Reimbursing bank with whom the LC issuing bank maintains foreign currency account. Okay, banks with whom the issuing bank maintain the foreign currency account. LC issuing bank authorizes the reimbursed bank to honor the LC reimbursement claim of negotiating bank. Authorized to reimburse the bank. Okay. Documents under LC. Financial, commercial, shipping. First financial, తర్వాత కమర్షియల్ అంటే ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ రిలేటెడ్, తర్వాత షిప్పింగ్ రిలేటెడ్, తర్వాత అఫీషియల్ లైసెన్సెస్, సర్టిఫికేట్, ఇన్స్పెక్షన్స్, హెల్త్. దెర్ ఆర్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ యాజ్ స్పెసిఫైడ్ ఇన్ ద ఎల్సీ డాక్యుమెంట్. తర్వాత ఇన్సూరెన్స్. సో కమర్షియల్, ఫినాన్షియల్, షిప్పింగ్, అఫీషియల్, ఇన్సూరెన్స్. ఫినాన్షియల్, కమర్షియల్, official, shipping and insurance. Types of LCs: documentary LC, clean LC. Clean LC means documentary means documents are required, clean does not require. Fixed credit and revolving credit. In fixed credit, total amount fixed, the amount per installment is also fixed, and number of installments is also fixed. In revolving credit, amount is fixed but amount is fixed, but per installment how much amount, that is not fixed, and there anytime remains a proportionate outstanding amount for every installment. Revocable and irrevocable. In case of revocable LC, the opening bank, that is issuing or applicant bank, reserves a right to cancel or modify the credit at any moment without prior notice to the revocable. Ante applicant or issuing bank can cancel. Revocable ante applicant or issuing bank can cancel. Applicant or issuing bank can cancel the LC. Irrevocable constitute definite undertaking of the issuing bank. Such an LC, once established and advised, cannot be cancelled or amended except with the consent of interest parties, that is beneficiary and negotiating bank. Confirmed and unconfirmed. For the purpose of confirmation, the opening bank, that is either issuing or applicant, request the advising bank. Advising ante opening వచ్చేసి issuing bank or applicant bank. ఇది వచ్చేసి exporter bank. Okay. When the Indian bank request the outside bank to add confirmation to an irrevocable LC, to add confirmation to irrevocable LC, and the advising bank does so. Advising banks, issuing bank or application bank ask for the confirmation to irrevocable LC అంటే మళ్ళీ మీరు ఫ్యూచర్లో క్యాన్సిల్ చేయలేరు కాబట్టి కన్ఫర్మేషన్ అడుగుతారు. The LC is so irrevocable and confirmed. Okay, the advising bank is then called confirming bank. So advising bank is then called confirming bank. And its liability then becomes similar to issuing bank. Okay, in same parlance. Before it is just an advising bank, it used to accept the payment. Now as it is confirmed, so it becomes confirming bank, and it comes to the same parlance of issuing bank and confirming bank both. The confirmation cannot be cancelled or amended unless agreed by all the parties. If the advising bank does not add its confirmation, the LC remains as unconfirmed. In such cases, there will be no such obligation on the advising bank. Advising bank will be free bird. It will not become confirming bank. It's just remain advising bank. With or without recourse. In case of with recourse bills, the banker as a holder of the bill can recover the amount of bill from the drawer in case drawee of the bill fails to pay it. If importer fails, drawee ante importer, drawer ante exporter. In case of a recourse bill, the banker as a holder, bank as holds the LC. So bank as a holder of the bill can recover the amount of the bill if drawer with the drawer if drawee fails to pay it. In order to avoid this liability, the seller, exporter, drawer asks the importer or buyer to arrange without recourse to the drawer. In such a case, the issuing bank will have no recourse to drawer. If the drawee fails to honor the bill, the liability of such ends as soon as the bill is negotiated. Transferable LC. Ordinarily, the beneficiary is authorized to allow to draw bills of exchange under LC. With and without recourse credit. In case of with recourse, the banker adayipindi transferable LC. Ordinarily, the beneficiary is authorized to the draw bills of exchange under LC. But drawer ante exporter. Okay. Ordinarily, the beneficiary, that is drawer, that is exporter, is authorized to draw the bills of exchange general. But if the beneficiary is an intermediary, transferable. But if the beneficiary is an intermediary in the transaction and the goods are actually to be supplied by someone else, the beneficiary may request the opener, that is importer, to arrange a transferable credit. Actually, ordinarily, the beneficiary is authorized to draw the bills of exchange, but if beneficiary is an intermediary in the transaction and goods are actually to be supplied by someone else, the beneficiary may request the opener to arrange a transferable credit. Ordinarily, the beneficiary is authorized to draw the bills back-to-back LC. When a beneficiary receives a non-transferable LC, he may request a bank to open a new LC in favor of some other person on the security of the LC issued in his favor. Such LC is a back-to-back LC. The terms of such LC are identical except that the amount price may be lower and the validity earlier. Okay. LC with the red clause and green clause. LC with a clause printed in a red ink contains authority from the issuing bank to the advising ante ఆ బ్యాంక్. సో ఇష్యూయింగ్ బ్యాంక్ నుంచి అడ్వైజింగ్ బ్యాంక్కి అథారిటీ ఉంటుంది టు గ్రాంట్ అండ్ అడ్వాన్సెస్ టు ద బెనిఫిషరీ, టు గ్రాంట్ ద అడ్వాన్సెస్. సో ఇంపోర్టర్ చెప్తే ఇష్యూయింగ్ బ్యాంక్ పోయి అడ్వైజింగ్ బ్యాంక్కి చెప్తే అడ్వైజింగ్ బ్యాంక్ అడ్వాన్స్ ఇస్తుంది ఎక్స్పోర్టర్. ఓకే, అప్ టు అ స్పెసిఫైడ్ అమౌంట్ at the responsibility of the importer. It is a short-term advance recovered from the amount payable by the negotiating bank. To the beneficiary when it negotiates the documents under LC submitted by the beneficiary. Green clause in extension of the red clause, allowing advances for storage of goods in warehouse in addition to packing the credit. Installment credit. LC is issued for full value of goods, but part shipments of specific quantities. Full value of part shipments of specific quantities of goods within nominated periods are required. Credit is not available for missed shipment and shipments thereafter unless permitted in LC document. LC is issued for full value of stocks. LC is issued for full value of goods, but part shipments of specific quantities of goods with advantages of LC: facilitate trade transactions, beneficiaries assured of payment, credit risk is borne by the issuing bank, LC accelerates payment of receivables, beneficiary foreign exchange risk is eliminated. On the basis of LC, exporter may obtain advance from the bank for procuring processing. Buyer is enabled to import goods. LC assures importer the bills drawn under LC will be honored only and strictly in accordance with the conditions stipulated in LC docs. Specimen of LC. Okay. ఎల్సీ వచ్చేసి ఫస్ట్ ఎల్సీ అండ్ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ డిమాండ్ రెండు ఉంటుంది. డేట్ టు కంపెనీ బికాస్ వీ అజ్యూమ్ ఎక్స్పోర్టర్ ఈజ్ రిజిస్టర్డ్ హిస్ బిజినెస్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ఇండియా. ఓకే. సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇర్రివోకబుల్ రివాల్వింగ్ లెటర్. రివాల్వింగ్ అంటే ఫిక్స్డ్ ఉంటుంది అమౌంట్. ఇర్రివోకబుల్ అంటే కెనాట్ చేంజ్ ద టర్మ్స్. రివోకబుల్ అంటే క్యాన్ చేంజ్, రిజర్వ్స్ రైట్ టు క్యాన్సిల్. రివోకబుల్ రివోక్, క్యాన్సిల్, రివోక్ అట్లా. ది స్పెసిమెన్ వచ్చేసి దిస్ లెటర్ ఆఫ్ క్రెడిట్ హ్యాస్ ఇట్స్ రెఫరెన్స్ బేస్డ్ అపాన్ ద అగ్రిమెంట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటెడ్ బిట్వీన్ కంపెనీ అండ్ importer company and exporter company. First exporter, next importer. At the request of A Limited, we are issuing this irrevocable revolving. At the request of A Limited and ఎవరు importer, bank, we are issuing the irrevocable revolving letter of credit for the benefit of beneficiary for an amount of dash upon the following terms. Definition: advising bank, exporters bank. Agreement means agreement as executed between importer and exporter banks, companies. Banking day means a day which the bank operates subject to rules and regulations. INR means Indian rupee, USD means American dollar. Terms వచ్చేసి the issuing bank confirms the LC issued in favor of beneficiary which is an unconditional and irrevocable. The LC allows partial or multiple payments to be made to beneficiary upon his request to the issuing banks, submitted either physically or at the counter or anywhere electronically. Issuing bank confirm that the LC shall be honored immediately on demand made by the beneficiary without any terms or conditions. Since this is revolving LC, any payment made by applicant to issuing bank shall further enhance the limit. In case if there is a delay in payment by the issuing bank 7 days after the date of demand letter, the same shall be paid along with the interest. Term: the LC is issued with an initial term of 12 months. Upon the request, renew the further 12 months. As soon as complete payment is made to beneficiary as the terms of agreement, this LC shall stand terminated after giving 7 days notice. to beneficiary. The obligation of issuing bank shall stand terminated on making necessary payment within the due date of this LC. All the payments under LC shall be made in INR by issuing bank, which shall be converted to USD to be paid by beneficiary. The beneficiary shall be obligated to make a demand in writing to issuing bank, either at designated branches of issuing bank or via email along with the necessary docs. Jurisdiction. That is, LC shall be subject to Indian laws, and in case any disputes shall be subject to jurisdiction of Indian courts only. Thank you. Your faithfully for a limited sign, P and manager. ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ డిమాండ్ అంటే బెనిఫిషరీ డిమాండ్ చేస్తాడనమాట. ఇది వచ్చే ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంది. డేట్ 2 ఇష్యూయింగ్ బ్యాంక్. ఇష్యూయింగ్ బ్యాంక్ ఇష్యూయింగ్ బ్యాంక్కి ఇచ్చేస్తారు. సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇర్రివోకబుల్ ఎల్సీ. Issuing bank issued a LC amount dash dash wide notice in furtherance of we demand a payment of dash. All the necessary docs has been requested has been attached to this letter. The said payment may be deposited to the following account details: account number, name, account, bank name. This letter is issued before the expiry date. Thanking you. You are faithfully signed. We certify you that the sum is due under the agreement as on the date against, okay, the face value, okay. Bank guarantee. Bank guarantee is a non-fund based facility required by the borrowers. Bank often required to issue guarantees on behalf of their customers. A bank guarantee ensures that the liabilities of the debtor will be met in the event if he fails. It is an agreement. A bank guarantee ensures that the liability of a debtor will be met in the event if he fails to fulfill the contractual obligations. It is an agreement between the three parties: bank, beneficiary, and applicant. బ్యాంక్ బెనిఫిషరీ అంటే గవర్నమెంట్. ఒకవేళ టెండర్ అది అంటే గవర్నమెంట్ ఇస్ ద బెనిఫిషరీ. అప్లికెంట్ అంటే ఎవరైతే అడుగుతున్నారో వాళ్ళు. హూ సీక్స్ ద గ్యారంటీ ఫ్రమ్ ద బ్యాంక్. దిస్ అగ్రిమెంట్ యాక్ట్ యాజ్ అన్ అండర్టేకింగ్ అష్యూరింగ్ ద బెనిఫిషరీ దట్ ద బ్యాంక్ వుడ్ pay the specified amount in case applicant default in delivering the financial or performance obligations. Types of bank guarantees: financial performance. Bank guarantees that the applicant will meet the financial obligation, and in case if he fails, the bank guarantor is bound to pay guarantee amount towards revenue due, taxes, duties, etc. Performance guarantee. Under this guarantee issued is for honoring a particular task and completion of the same is prescribed and agreed upon manner as stated in the guarantee doc. Specimen format for bank guarantee number. అంటే బ్యాంక్స్ చాలా మంది గ్యారంటీస్ ఉంటాయి కదా. సో నంబర్ అండ్ డేట్. అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ గ్యారంటీ 2 అంటే బెనిఫిషరీ. Name and address of the authority to which the guarantee is to be addressed. Dear sir, this is the deed of the guarantee made hereinafter this one part, whereas in consideration of dash which expression shall, unless repayment of the context to the context or meaning thereof, include its successor, administrator and assigns having awarded. ఇది వద్దులే, జై సార్ బుక్లో చెప్తాను. ఓన్లీ స్పెసిమెన్ ఇచ్చారంతే. ఇది ఏంటి? పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ కమ్ బ్యాంక్ గ్యారంటీ. This letter has its reference to the bar referred subject Subject ఏమి performance cum bank guarantee on behalf of C Limited. Okay. This letter has its in reference to the above subject and agreement executed between D Limited, having B Limited ante purchasing party, having its registered office at C Limited here in vendor ante government, పర్చేసింగ్ పార్టీ వచ్చేసి ఎవరైతే అడుగుతున్నారో పర్ఫామ్ చేసేవాళ్ళు బి లిమిటెడ్, having its registered office at dash. In furtherance to this agreement, Mrs. C Limited approached bank as their bankers to secure their performance, scope of which described in above referred agreement, a copy of which is also annexed. In furtherance, we A Bank Limited extend a full guarantee up to an amount not exceeding rupees dash, covering the scope of the entire above referred agreement. We further confirm that this guarantee shall continue to be enforced till the work order is completely executed, after which our liability under the shall stand discharged. We further confirm that we shall never revoke this guarantee till the subsistence of the agreement and a written confirmation received from you regarding the completion of a work. No change in the structure or constitution of a bank shall affect this guarantee contract. Kindly note, maximum amount of guarantee shall not exceed dash. Effective date of this letter shall be up to completion of the work. This guarantee contract does not secure any further activity between B and C except what is stated above. We are liable to pay guarantee amount based upon letter received from you for a demand letter in case default by C. We assume unconditional guarantee under the agreement in case of any breach. Thanking you. For A Limited, signed and manager, seal and stamp. Bylaws. Bylaws. A bylaw is a law which is made. Bylaws. So a bylaw is also law recognized by the Constitution of India and when a bylaw should be made. Section 22 of examples వచ్చాయి. Okay. New Delhi Municipal Council Solid Waste Management bylaws. Bylaws of National Stock Exchange of India Limited. Bylaws of Bombay Stock Exchange. Bylaws of National Stock Exchange. Bylaws of Bombay Stock Exchange. ICSI Registered Valuer Organizations Bylaws. Specimen. Bylaws of Dash General. The name is hereinafter referred to society. The society is registered under Delhi Cooperative Societies Act. Office situated at Dash. These bylaws may not be amended except in accordance with the approval of competent authority. Definitions. Bylaw, electronic mode. Governing board means the board of society. Relative shall have same meaning as assigned to income tax. Objective to produce and provide safe and healthy food, to develop the ecosystem that help to identify the adulterated food. The society shall carry on functions as may be decided by the board for the purpose of point number 1 and 2, that is to provide food, safe, healthy food, to produce and provide safe and healthy food, to develop the ecosystem that help to identify the adulterated food. Duties of the society shall maintain high ethical professional standards in the regulation of its members. The society shall three things: ensure employee accountable, shall ensure compliance, employ the fair, reasonable, just and non-discriminatory practices for the enrollment and the regulation, be accountable to the board in relation to bylaws. Committees of the society: advisory committee, finance, disciplinary. 3 committees. Even they can form the cultural committee too. Eligibility: 10,000 of enrollment fee, membership fee fixed for annual disciplinary proceedings, Based on the if discipline may initiate by issuing a show cause notice against its members if reference made by the board or directions given by the board, reference or directions by board or any court of law or suo motu. Surrender of membership. A member who wishes to surrender his membership of the society may do so by submitting application for surrender. Upon acceptance of such surrender and completion of 30 days from the date of such acceptance, the name of member shall be struck off. అంటే అప్లికేషన్ ఇచ్చాడు, అప్లికేషన్ యాక్సెప్ట్ అయినాక 30 డేస్కి స్ట్రక్ ఆఫ్ అవుతుంది నేమ్ ఫ్రమ్ ది రిజిస్టర్ ఆఫ్ సొసైటీ అండ్ ద నేమ్ షేమ్ షల్ బి ఇంటిమేటెడ్ టు ద బోర్డ్. ఓకే, అంటే సొసైటీలో ఉన్న బోర్డ్ మెంబర్స్. ఎక్స్పెల్షన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద మెంబర్షిప్. సరెండర్ అంటే ద పర్సన్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్ వాంట్ టు సరెండర్. ఎక్స్పెల్షన్ అంటే బోర్డ్ వాంట్ టు రిమూవ్. On an expiry of the 30 days from the order of DC unless set aside usually 10,000 is the membership fee if he not pays after receiving 2 notice cancellation of membership order of court. Show cause notice. Show cause notice is a document delivered to the party to represent the matter. It summarizes the alleged matter and grants the other party an occasion to explain themselves. Show cause notice may be issued for various reasons by various authorities such as courts, governments, quasi-judicial authorities, employees, other authorities, etc. Essentials of show cause notice. Show cause notice should contain in the name of the issuer. It should be issued in writing, clear language, avoid ambiguity, correct and brief fact. Violation of law should be mentioned. Charges should be leveled specifically as they should not any vague or contradiction. Proposed actions should also be mentioned. Time limits to reply, adequate time limit, references and annexes, mode of representation, addresses and SCN. Specimen of SCN. Government of India, Ministry of Dash, address dash, telephone, fax, email number 2 who ఎవరైతే ఆన్సరబుల్ ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళకి. Mrs. Company address subject violation of provision of dash. Sir, during the inspection of your registered office of company by undersigned violation of provision rule dash of dash rules were observed. The details of violation are as under. In this connection, it is brought to your notice that the above violation of said rule constitutes an offence punishable under section dash rules. You are therefore show as a cause within a period of 30 days from the date of issue of this notice. Please note that no further notice will be given to you in this regard. Standing orders. Standing orders define the conditions. Standing orders defines the conditions of recruitment, discharge, disciplinary action, holidays, leaves. Standing orders defines the conditions of recruitment, discharge, disciplinary action, holidays, leaves, etc. Standing orders applies to every industrial establishment wherein 100 or more workmen are employed. Important aspects for issuing standard orders. There are many. Next, matter to be provided in standing orders. Important aspects. The employer of the establishment submits to certifying officer 5 copies of draft standing orders proposed by him for adoption of in that establishment. Such draft standing orders shall be conformity with the model standing of orders. The draft standing orders shall be accompanied by a statement. Matters to be provided in standing order. Classification of a workman, temporary, permanent, apprentice, probationers. Manner of intimating to workmen periods and hours of work, holidays, pay days, wage rates, shift working, attendance and late coming, Conditions of procedures in applying for an authority which may grant leave and holidays. Requirement to enter premises by certain gates. Closing and reopening of sections of industrial establishment. Any other matter which may be prescribed under the industrial enjoyment standing orders. Model standing orders. Service record, service card, certification of service, మోడల్ స్టాండింగ్ ఆర్డర్. సర్వీస్ రికార్డ్ దీంట్లో ఫస్ట్ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి అవి గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే మోడల్ సర్వీస్ ఫస్ట్ మోడల్ దాంట్లో సర్వీస్ రికార్డ్, కన్ఫర్మేషన్, ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ రిటైర్మెంట్, ట్రాన్స్ఫర్, మెడికల్ ఎయిడ్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సిడెంట్స్, మెడికల్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్, సో సీక్రసీ, ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్ సర్వీస్. ఓకే, సర్వీస్ రికార్డ్, కన్ఫర్మేషన్, ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ రిటైర్మెంట్, ట్రాన్స్ఫర్, సర్వీస్ రికార్డ్, confirmation, age of retirement, transfer, service record, confirmation, age of retirement, transfer, service record, confirmation, age of retirement, transfer, medical aid in case of accidents, medical examination, secrecy, exclusive service. Okay, service record, confirmation, ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ రిటైర్మెంట్, ట్రాన్స్ఫర్. ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ రిటైర్మెంట్ అంటే సర్వీస్ రికార్డ్ తీసుకుంటాము, కన్ఫర్మ్ చేసుకుంటాము, ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ రిటైర్మెంట్ తెలుస్తుంది, సో ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తాం. తర్వాత ఎగ్జామినేషన్ కాదు, మెడికల్ ఎయిడ్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సిడెంట్స్. మెడికల్ ఎయిడ్ ఇస్తామని వెంటనే వచ్చేది కాదు, మెడికల్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. సీక్రెసీ అండ్ ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్ సర్వీస్. సర్వీస్ రికార్డ్లో ఫస్ట్ సర్వీస్ కార్డ్, సర్టిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ సర్వీస్, రెసిడెన్షియల్ అడ్రస్ ఆఫ్ ద వర్క్మెన్, రికార్డ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఏజ్, అంతే. డేట్ ఆఫ్ బర్త్ ఆఫ్ అ వర్క్మెన్, కేసెస్ where date of birth of any has been already decided. Bonds. Bail bond. Bond means a formal document by which a person undertakes to perform a certain act. The purpose of undertaking bond is to secure the act or omission. Bail bond for attendance before the court. Have been arrested without the warrant by the officer in charge of the police station charged with the offence of and required to give security for my attendance before such officer or court on a condition that I shall attend such officer or court every day on which investigation or trial is held, and in case of default I bind myself liable to pay to government sum of rupees dated this day of signature.